Alright, y'all, welcome to another episode of High Times. Listen, I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe down bottom. Alright, we about to jump into it. It's the PowerBook 2 Ghost finale. Alright, we're gonna get into my thoughts. So we'll start with Mecca and Monet on the boat. She faking it to make it. Okay.
I got you a little something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
More gifts. I love it.
She's literally saying whatever to Mecca, letting him think whatever. Monet is pressing the Lorenzo shit. She want niggas to kill Lorenzo, so. Or at least that's what she leading Mecca to believe, because at the end of the day, it's all about playing his weak ass anyway, so. Mecca don't believe Kane actually gonna go through with it, so he doubling down. He like, I really need him to do it. I need him to prove his trust, his loyalty to me. So he like, I really need him to be the one. He gonna have to do it. Here's my whole thing. Kane love his father. He don't want nothing but approval from his father. So at the end of the day, Monet thinking that he gonna kill his father for Mecca, which I don't even see how that would be a thing. But either way, Mecca starts saying, oh, maybe we should slow it down. Maybe we shouldn't move on Lorenzo as fast as we move it. So Monet smelled the bullshit. She smelled the bullshit. She like, why you slowing down now? She said, what's holding you back now? You wanted me. You came to New York. You did all of this for me. So what? So what are you here for? All right. So the next scene, it jumps straight into the morning after with Tariq and Effie. So Tariq really calling around, trying to get a hold of Lauren. He like, fuck, she not answering the phone. Oh, my first love, who fucking who? After he laying in the bed, Tariq jump out the phone. She like, you ain't gotta hide no extra girls from me. No, well, you already hid one from him. How about that, Miss Effie? Her track. So she telling Tariq anything. She like, oh, I'm sure she fine. If she laying low, she not answering the phone on purpose. That's how it's supposed to be when you laying low. So Tariq believe her, of course. So there's that. And then Tariq proceeds to turn around and try to get Effie to help him with it.
I gotta ask you something. My sister's adoption is about to be final. And my dad made it so once it is, her records are sealed and I'll never be able to see her again. If I go inside, would you find her for me?
You would trust me to do that?
You trust her with that, sir? Because who is she? She ain't nobody. She ain't never done you dirty. You think she gonna care about your sister? Do she care about you? I can't tell. She claiming she does though. So we'll see how that play out. But Tariq being too trusting of her, he must have forgot PowerBook season 6 when she was out here doing them dirty. When she switched over to a cadet. But we'll see. We will see. Alright, so the next scene, and you got Sax and Davis there. And they straight up asking Tariq, like, what's the deal? Why is Braden's brother getting on the stand? What the fuck is he about to say? So, he like, I don't know what he gonna say, so it could be bad for us. Shit, Kane made him sell some drugs, him and Braden sell some drugs on the corner and shit, so he like, I mean, it could go left. So we'll see what happens with that. And then of course, Davis brings up Riley, which is Sax's niece that he used to steal information from him last season. So of course, he talking about he want to protect his family at all costs. Sax, you wasn't thinking about that when you had Riley out here snooping on Tariq at the parties, sleeping with Braden, acting like she like people. What? Where was you worried about your family then? After that is the Daddy and Son Day, Mecca and Zeke. And my thing is, he need to get out while he can. They done killed his girlfriend. He done found out the Rick Fox looking nigga is his father. So Mecca feel like he never lied to him, so he like, I never lied to you. You lying to him right now. You a whole snitch working for the feds. You lying to him right now, my friend. So don't say you don't lie to him. Don't try to say what Monet did was unconditional love. Nah, seriously, it is. If your mother kill a bitch for you, she love you. I'm gonna be honest. And she made it look like a suicide, she definitely love you. So you might have to holler at her. You can't put it off forever. Like, how long you gonna duck a Z? She your fucking mother, bro. Like, now you know she your mother, so you really can't duck her. And this nigga your father, as goofy as it may seem, granted, considering you don't know he a snitch, considering he's still lying, but he ends up giving him a car, and he tell him like, this one for you.
She's yours.
Moving on from that scene, I mean, honestly, any scene with Zeke in it just don't really give me nothing anyway. It'd be pretty much just like filler. But the only issue with that is he's the most innocent person on the whole show. So you gotta show him. I guess him and Everett. But see, Everett be doing dumb shit though. Zeke literally be trying to stay out of shit and get caught up in shit. So I can understand. Next scene is Monet and Kane, and Monet straight tell Kane like, look, I need you to kill your father. He like, what? He like, she like, yeah, I need you to kill your father. It's gonna help Mecca trust you, and it's gonna help us get out of here. It's gonna speed up the process. We can't leave no loose ends behind. I feel like you need to get it done. Kane like, nah, I ain't killing my father. He like I'm a junior. Like, what I look like killing my father? She like, nigga, he ain't thinking about you. You a junior, yeah, you should be next up in line. But he picked Drew. He picked Drew to run the business. So at the end of the day, you're mad. So why not? I mean, what you own? That's what Monet said. I'm thinking to myself, damn, that bitch Monet. She cold-blooded. She don't give a fuck. She straight telling him like, kill your father. He ain't shit to you. He don't do shit for you. Might as well get rid of him. So eventually she end up saying like, you need to talk to Tariq. Like, so he like, huh? And then she basically tell him straight up like, yeah, that nigga fucking smoked his own father.
Well, maybe he can help you wrap your mind around it. Look, this nigga killed his own father.
What, you talking about this pussy ass nigga off this pops?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
So he like, man, chop ass. He like, pussy ass ain't smoke his own father. She like, nigga, yes, the fuck you did. But again, she's pretty much pressing him like, but the weird shit about Kane is the second Monet mentioned that Tariq killed his father, Kane looked at it as a competition. He like, oh, Tariq killed his father? All right, bet. I'm gonna one up. I'm gonna kill my father. Cold blood. Like, that's pretty much how he looked at it. Like, when they say her little speech, that I guess that's supposed to talk him into it automatically, because right after that, he like, all right, I do it. And she give him the gun. She like, it's clean. Don't worry about it. Yeah, fussing about having his name. Like, I don't even know. But then you get the next scene. Instead of Troy's coming, Sullivan ends up calling Braden. So of course the scene get real tense, because it's like Tariq don't know what the fuck Braden gonna say. He been calling Braden ass all fucking morning. So the likelihood of Braden being on his side in this situation is highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. So of course they let Braden come to the stand. I mean, everybody was scared. I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody in the room was scared because they didn't know what he was gonna say. Niggas did not know what Braden was gonna say. And if anybody think they knew what Braden was gonna say, put it in the comments. If you thought he was gonna fold, put it in the comments. If you felt like Trace was gonna show up, or whatever his name is, Trace, I don't care. Streets need a body. If you thought he was gonna show up, put it in the comments. So once Tariq see Braden, he started flashing back to the fact that he basically confessed everything to Braden. So it's a 50-50. 50-50 chance this nigga could tell everything, or 50-50 chance this nigga could save your ass right now by saying some other shit. So Sullivan start interrogating him and shit. And he like, she asked him about Tariq at the time at Choke or whatever. And she like, well, I mean, y'all was roommates there, but he ain't stay that long because he was supposedly selling drugs on campus, right? So she like, nah. Well, he like, yeah, he was alleged to have been doing that. So then eventually they get on the topic of Stansfield. And he say, well, I know for a fact Tariq not the plug at Stansfield because I'm the plug at Stansfield. I was like, oh. And listen, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't think he was gonna do it. But here's the thing. One way or another, that shit was gonna come back around and bite him. The course correct, he signed that course correct paperwork. One way or another, that shit was going to come around and bite him. So this was pretty much, this moment was gonna come one way or another. Granted, I thought, I'm gonna be honest, I thought Tariq was gonna end up using that to double cross him somewhere else down the line. Now the beauty of it coming up and being like a positive is a good thing. So of course, Brayden admits to being the president of course correct. She asked the judge, can she treat him as a hostile witness? So of course that means the gloves is fucking off. So she basically like straight up asked him like about Tariq and the drugs and all that shit. And he asked about Kane. He like, no, I don't know. And then he shows her the paperwork with his name on it as the president of course correct. I said, slap in the face. Of course, Davis take full. Look, you want to talk about opportunists? Davis McQueen. Opportunist. He straight rolled up as soon as that paper flew. He like, objection. Well, there it is. Listen, throw it out. Throw the case out. The bitch been lying the whole trial. Throw it out. Between Lauren, supposed to be testifying, and then Carrie ended up testifying. And then between Choi supposed to be testifying, and then Brayden testifying. She all over the place. That's the second time she didn't hear evidence from us. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. So of course the judge can't even fight it no more. The judge like, look, he got a point. She asked basically to keep it as a continuum so that she can still investigate it, even though it's about to get thrown out today. Judge pretty much.
That's true, but do you think you have any chance of a conviction with this jury?
This shit is dismissed. They looked at the jury, was like, he asked her straight up, do you think you can win with this jury? Niggas looked at the jury. I looked at the jury and was like, bitch, you not winning shit. Because the first one was that Asian man was looking at her like, man. And then you gotta think Davis did Carrie dirty on the stand. So it wasn't like, yeah, she had to take that out. She had to take that out, but then of course, so the case get dismissed. Just like that, straight like that. Case get dismissed. Brayden father is in the courtroom. He's saying to him, I can't believe you just did that. Sir, you need to worry about your own sins, okay? Since you want to be dressing up as Nicole Brown, since you want to be doing that, worry about that, okay? So, of course, Reek gets his ankle monitor cut off. Probably feel like a new man. Let's get it, like. And then of course Sax is like, even though he just whooped on his girl, he still care about her, so he go check on her. And he like, Jenny, can we? No. Jenny don't have no fucking right for you, Sax. Why would you think? Here's the thing, it was messy as shit for you to be fucking with her in the first place, but you saved the case being messy, so thank you, Sax. You found out about Lauren because of you, so thank you, Sax. Thank you. So of course Davis and Reek meet up after that, and they celebrating. And Tariq basically tell him straight up, nigga, all right, we good, I'm done with you, but I need to get Yasmin back. And Davis tell him like, nigga, you just got away with a double murder. He like, nigga, go to school, get your degree, worry about that. And then he like, when you're a little bit older and you out of school, you got yourself set up, then you worry about Yasmin. So this nigga straight tell him like, man, what? On top of everything, you owe me a refund. He said, you owe me a refund. He said, because you ain't get my case thrown out, fucking Brayden did. At the end of the day, he said, reefer.
Yes.
You done lost your rabbit ass mind, son.
He like, what? He said, yeah, wasn't you taking money from the Tejadas and me? Ain't that double dipping? You're not supposed to do that. He said, nigga, so you calling me out on my ethics? You calling me out on my ethics? Out of all the shit you could say, this nigga know you be in on some shit. He know you killed the cop. Well, not killed the cop, but he know you killed the professor. And you gonna say you want a refund? And David straight tell him, like, you can tell on me, but it's gonna backfire on you. So at the end of the day, he like, is you willing to take that blowback? If you not, nigga, get the fuck out of my face. I'ma keep defending people, you gonna keep hustling, and then we gonna keep the money flowing in for both parties. Cause 9 times out of 10, you gonna need me on retainer. And that's just that. Like, Davis kept it a buck with him. He like, nigga, go on now. Yeah, Tariq let his little ass leave. Like, it's now, see, Davis a different type of motherfucker, because secretly Davis just a street nigga in a suit. So, him thinking he can talk to Davis crazy ain't even an option. Ain't even an option, because Davis gonna just talk just as crazy to his ass. So, but then he say something about, I'm trying to be a decent lawyer. So, like, nigga, it ain't no such thing as a decent lawyer. I mean, that's the truth, because I feel like in all actuality, to be a lawyer, a criminal lawyer, you gotta be able to defend people even after you know that they guilty, 100% guilty. So, he must be right about that. So after he leaves, Tariq leave, Davis pick up the phone. He called Kane, talking about, I got something to tell you. Really? Really? You gonna call Kane? Sex again. The only difference is, Jenny ran down on him. She found him just to tell him that Lauren is dead. He feeling the type of way. She feel like it's her fault. She took the protective custody off of her when Lauren switched places with Carrie, so she feel like it's her fault. Sax tell her like, nah, baby, you did it by the book. Don't worry, you good. He like, don't feel away. Trust me. He like, you did your part the right way. So, she just started crying basically. But I genuinely feel like she's playing him. Like, she's trying to get him in her pocket because she knows she took the L already. Like, but the thing is, Sax is telling her like, bitch, move on. He like, you took this L. He like, I don't recommend that you keep chasing this shit, because I've seen what happens when people keep chasing cases like this that just ain't gonna stop. So he telling her, for the betterment of your career, just fall back, like, just fall back. So basically ends up confessing to her that he tried to frame Ghost. Sir, stop telling her shit, because the more you tell her, the deeper you're in her bag. Like, the more she got against you. She already, just because you showed up, she showed up there, you already smitten, looking stupid. You sitting there telling her, just because she showed up, she just bitched you 4 hours ago. Literally, it was daytime when she bitched you, and now it's nighttime that same day. And you willing to stand there and have a conversation with her like she didn't just bitch you in front of a courtroom full of people. But you know what? It's Sax. He don't surprise me no more. I wish Tariq would have just shot his ass in Truth too that night. Sneaking around, drunk and shit. Like, no, get him out of there. So I don't like how she's in his head. I don't like how much she's in his head, because honestly, it don't smell nothing but trouble, her being in his head this way. So they need to just go ahead and fall back from that shit. Like, for real. So she tell him like, you know, it was an accident. Supposedly the locals found Lauren and it was a car accident, supposedly. I mean, neither one of them seem to believe that. He go into details about Carrie's suicide. Sax and Sullivan don't believe none of that shit was accidental, none of it. So, of course, the two pieces of bread sticking together on this one. All right. I felt like she probably was recording the nigga, honestly. But who knows? While Tariq was at David's office, Monet texted him and was like, you know, we gotta meet. So he meets her at the church and they start rapping, and they talking about Mecca. and she find out that Mecca was a snitch, so she's pissed. So now she real pissed. So of course she coming to Tariq because she trying to devise a plan to get rid of him, but she know that she also got to tell Tariq the plan because she don't want Lorenzo to die either. So you gotta watch it. So she's basically telling Tariq like, okay, you gotta manipulate Kane enough to get him somewhere to make him think he gonna kill his father, but not kill him, and then I'ma kill Mecca. But Tariq like, look, bitch, he owe me $2 million. I don't care what you do with him after that, but I need my bread. Like, I worked and deal with him. Like, I need my bread. And then he straight told her like, once this shit over, I want out. He like, I'm tired. Bitch, for 2 years, he been running around acting crazy for 2 years. I be tired too. And I'm trying to keep my studies up. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm taking a nap, y'all. Like, so she tell him like, he tell her like straight up, after I get my bread and we kill this nigga off, I'm done. I'm out the game. And considering the way Monet approached Tasha last season, when she was like, he my motherfucking son now. He worked with the business. I was like, oh, I didn't think she was gonna let him go, but she let him go. So, I mean, we moving on. So, I mean, granted, you ain't seen Monet and Lorenzo in the same scene since the dinner. So Lorenzo at the bar talking shop with one of his workers or whatever. Monet rolled up. She like, so what? We talking about our marital business in the streets? So he cleared the room out. Monet sit down, and I guess she about to just be transparent with him. She like, look, Mecca won't kill you. Right, and then she basically tell him like, Mecca been playing everybody. So, and she think that they should devise a plan for everybody to be in on it to help them get Mecca. I'm like, damn, for real? Everybody? So he also finds out that one of the niggas that worked with him also worked with Mecca. So basically somebody in his organization been basically running back telling Mecca shit. So now he really got a problem with the whole situation. So it's an all hands on deck type situation. That's it. So she tell him Tariq in on it. He don't look too happy about it. But again, it needs to be all hands on deck. So he need to get over how he feel about it for real. Cause they could just kill him and Mecca, and then it'd be 2 birds, 1 stone, one day. Thing you back at Stansfield, room about bad as a bitch, fucking Braden packing his shit up. Of course his father pulled him out of school. Of course.
Bro, did you empty the dead drop?
What the fuck are you talking about? When would I even have time to do that? Where you going?
Like, nigga, you done went on the stand and said you was a drug dealer. If you ain't getting put out of school, you're going to. You're going to. So, of course, Braden like, it don't matter. He like, I'm getting the fuck out of here anyway. Course corrected. It ain't no way we can push anything anyway. He like, yeah, but when the last time did you hit the boxes? And he like, what? And of course, the drugs is gone. So he asked him what the drugs was, and he figures it out. Tariq figures it out. He like, this fucking bitch Diana, and fucking came in and fucking swiped my code. Braden like, damn, she is savage. Nah, seriously though, that was a savage move. The fake ass crying and shit she did last week just to get the code. I was like, okay, Diana, she's growing as a villain. I guess I would see why so many people wanted her murked. She definitely growing as a villain, so I get it, y'all. I get it. And then of course, like Kane said, in that same scene, Kane busts up in the room. He say, shit, y'all still ain't learned? Y'all still ain't learned? I mean, not Braden and Tariq and Kane. Then it's just them two in it. And he like, he trying small talk. He like, nah, nigga. He like, I know why you here. Monet already told me. He like, is you ready to do this? Like, he like, nigga, I did that shit to save my family. He like, are you ready to do that same shit? Right. So the next scene, here go to see. That's what I mean about the scenes with Zeke. Why the fuck would Zeke go to Whitman? Why? What did you go to Whitman for? And then asking, do you think it's a suicide? Sir, if you think Monet killed her, she killed her. You don't think that for no reason. So at the end of the day, you asking all these people is making it fucking hot, bro. Like, you're associated with Monet. So the second you keep doing that, and then her last name is Tejada, which is gonna connect her to Lorenzo, which is gonna connect her to the crime life, which is gonna connect her to possibly the murder. Shut your ass up. Like, you already, here's the thing. Just move on, bro. But you loved her. What you loved her, you must have loved her. Had to. Cause what are you doing? And then Whitman, the way Whitman act, you can't even play with Whitman like that because Whitman is thirsty. He be looking for a little piece. Every time, yo, Whitman is thirsty, bro. So you gonna sit there. That's a nigga give it and she gonna find him out. Whitman? Come on, man. I wouldn't even kept talking to him, but all right, that's Zeke. So he tells Zeke, like, oh yeah, he get in his head because he knows Zeke's slow. So he like, oh yeah, the medical examiner said it was a suicide. So we not even ruling it as nothing else but a suicide. So he like, oh, all right. But he like, Whitman also say to him, but if you got anything, you know, that you feel like might be an issue about the case, you let me know. So he like, nah. He walk out. Thank God he ain't throw nobody in a fucking bus, like, fuck. All right, well, look, y'all already know how this next scene about to go. So first you get the DNC leader, and then you get Rick Sweeney in there, and you know, he's showing them the picture, like, basically, like, nigga, you in blackface, like, what the fuck is the issue going, what's going on here? So he like, man, this was years ago. My record's spotless. Ain't nobody gonna pay this shit no mind. I made it through the Me Too movement. Not the Me Too. So he's sitting there and he like, well, where the fuck you get this from anyway? And then of course, my African man Tate, he roll up. He like, you know, got it from me basically. So Tate basically tell him straight up, nigga, I want your seat. Give me the seat. I'm only here for the seat. Run me the seat. So he like, why? He like, man, drop the picture. He like, 6 weeks, shit be over with. Won't nobody be thinking about it. Yeah, the DNC leader like, yeah, but we don't even want the bad press, bro. So at the end of the day, you talking about drop the picture. It don't matter. It's that and third. No, he's like, I don't know how you gonna word it or how you gonna do it, but you're stepping down. You're getting out of here. So Tate sitting there laughing, of course, taking it in because he done succeeded in his grand mission. Granted, he helped Tariq along the way, so I'm all for him succeeding in his villain. Sweeney fucking turn around and call Tate a smug nigga.
Easy on the bronzer, you know, for the cameras.
You smug, arrogant
Nigga?
I said, well, listen. If the blackface didn't do it, you sitting there calling this man of his stature in front of your boss a smug nigga, you're done, buddy. But you know what? And then they did some shit that I wouldn't even have done because they decided to be super nice about it and offered the nigga a job off sector once Tate come through and take his seat. I wouldn't even, if I've already did all of that dirty shit to get him out, and he called me a nigga, I'm not cutting him no sweet deal. Nigga, you wanna go out kicking and screaming? Let's get it. Cause in politics, it's either you go out quiet or you go out kicking and screaming. Let's go. For real, like what? Come on now. Get me out. Kane and Mecca talking. What the fuck are they talking about? Basically turns around and offers Kane the top spot of his organization in the New York branch. But he gonna have to kill Lorenzo to do it. So he's like doubling down. Here's the thing. He know his little ass is compromised at this point. This nigga Tariq know who and what he is. He is compromised, bro. He ain't trying to take no chance. He like, I gotta kill this nigga Lorenzo before he find out I'm a rat and I'm sleeping with his girl. It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well. And he tried, and then see, and it's so crazy, yo. I be trying to like Kane as a character, and every time I do, I feel like he always end up trying to take some shit out on Tariq. He literally sat in that room and was like, well, why don't we take out Tariq instead? Or take out Tariq too? I'm like, bro, you can never listen. That's exactly why your father don't want you to run a business. Because first of all, to be a good leader, they always say what? You had to have been a good follower, you need to be a good follower, or had been a good follower. Kane ain't that. He follows the beat of his own drum, and that's why he always in some shit. So, they talking about killing Tariq. Of course, Monet rolls up. Mac will pull up this tracking device. I'm not sure if he's looking for the bag or Tariq. Oh, well, and then eventually he's calling Tariq. So, he was looking for Tariq. So he calls Tariq, he like, oh, you on campus? He like, yeah. He like, I'ma have your money. Nigga, meet me at this address, you know, at a certain time or whatever. He like, all right, bet. So, next scene, they kind of blended two scenes together. The scene with Mecca and then the scene with Tariq. So, in the scene with Tariq, it becomes expanded. So then he, Alvin from the Cosby Show ends up rolling up the consigliere or whatever he is for the estate. He rolls up and he tells him like, yeah, his adoption has been halted, so, and she gets custody, your custody goes back to you. So, I mean, I'm like, all right, bet, Alvin been coming through. Ever since 50 put him on here, he been coming through. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you. And thank Hollywood for allowing him to get roles again. Because this right here is going to catapult him into some more shit, so I'm happy for him. But then, I instantly...
Understood. By the way, I am very sorry, Tariq.
About?
Hated him because he pulled Sax up. So Sax is fucking there. And Tariq like, why the fuck did you bring him here? He like, well, Lauren did. And he like, what you think, I did it? He like, is that why you here? He like, nah, I just wanted to see your reaction. He like, so now I know you didn't do it. But do you think that it was a car accident? Because I don't believe that. And neither one of us believe that. So I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, shit. So he tells Tariq, Tariq's looking dumb. And then he straight up asks Tariq, like, do Lauren know Kane? And then he like, he don't say shit. Then he run off, he like, I gotta go. Sax standing there looking dumb. So he go back to the office, Sax. He's fucking, this Lauren shit got him tripping, bro. He literally all in his feelings. He like, we got blood on our hands. What the fuck? I can't believe we did this. And he starts like trying to call out Davis and shit. Davis like, whoa, motherfucker. He like, didn't you try to frame Ghost? Like, didn't you try to frame St. Patrick? He like, don't try coming here on your fucking moral high ground thinking you gonna call me out. Nigga, we the same. We the same. We survivors. That's what he told him. He like, nigga, we're survivors. You up here trying to act like you better than me. No. So cut your shit. So after he squashed that whole conversation, like basically telling him like, nigga, cut your shit. Like, we the same. We moving the same way. You was moving like me before you even met me. So let's scrap this conversation. All right, so boom, they did. And then Davis basically asked Sax like, have you been looking into Theo's case? Now Theo is Redman playing his, I'm assuming that's his brother. I don't know if that's his brother or cousin or something. Something is a connection with that. But I think the theory with that is that Davis committed a murder and the brother is covering it, is taking the fall for him. Boom, that's it. So he asks him about the case. He tell him like, oh no, I mean, aside from the way we looking at Tariq and Kane, I mean, this man is basically innocent. So he telling him like, nigga, get my mans out. He like, why he still locked up? So Sax is gonna wanna know why he's overly invested in the case. And I wouldn't see, considering Sax is the way he is, and he on the fence with his loyalty, don't give him a breadcrumb to open a whole nother case or have him or give him something else to be snooping in, because that's exactly what he gonna do with it. So you have to watch him. Can't give him anything. Crying about some fucking fucking Lauren. Him and Tariq. They the only two fucking crying about Lauren. Then the next scene, you got Tariq crying to Effie. Oh my God, Lauren dead. I can't believe it. It's my fault. I'm by myself. Effie like, you're not by yourself. I got you. Woody, woody, woo. I don't trust her because I guess she can't tell him she killed her because she know he loved her so much that if she tell him that, they don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. So she not even gonna test that. She not even gonna test that fucking theory at all. Yo. And the next scene, I mean, Courtney Kemp did say it was gonna be some nostalgic to the episode. But they got my girl Tasha off of Queens. I don't know how they pulled that off. But nigga Tasha on here in a fucking cabin looking like fucking Dexter. So she's sitting there, she hear a car pull up and shit. And of course, ain't nobody supposed to know she there. You know, this is witness protection for Tasha, so ain't nobody supposed to know she there. So truck pull up, I guess she text whoever is supposed to be her liaison in this situation. So she texts them like, you know, is that you outside? Like, it's a truck just pulled up, is that you outside? And they like, no, get your bag and go. So she grabs her shit. She grabs her shit and she starts, first one, she grabs her piece. It's Tasha. You know she grabs her piece first. So but the thing is, whoever it is at the door is calling her by her fake name. So she's under the impression that the person must know either the new her, or I would still be concerned about who it is because it could be somebody that like work inside the industry that could be trying to be like, that's like a mole. So I would still watch it too. So she look out the fucking bonds and this fucking Tamika ass with the fucking wig. So she like, Tamika, bitch, what you doing here? Tamika like, look, bitch, I got a special package for you. She said, I got a package for you. It's not what you think. They drop off fucking Yaz. So not only do you got Tasha in the episode, but you got Tasha, Tamika, and Yaz meeting back up. I'm like, okay. All right, I'm all for it. I'm all for the whole scene. It's multiple cars out there. Tariq is in one of the cars watching. He want to jump out. Sag's like, nigga, you know you can't jump out. That's not part of the plan. I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he did that. That was a good play for Tariq to do that for his brothers. Yeah, his new name is Olivia. Okay, if y'all want to know, her name Olivia now. Drew and Tariq meet up at Stansfield because, I mean, at this point, Mecca tracking them. That's the only place they can meet up. So they already devised a whole book bag plan to have all these multiple bags that look like Mecca bags so they can start tricking people because they know they're being followed. So they meet up. He like, look, tell Diana she gonna go pick up the real bag, but don't look in the bag. Mainly because Tariq trying to keep a small piece of the information for himself because that's the only thing you can do to have leverage in a game like this. He don't want Diana to know what he know about Mecca because that's leverage that Tariq have on Monet, because at the end of the day, he can always say that Monet was rolling around with a fucking rat. He can always say that if he is the only person that has that information between him and her. So, yeah. So they set up a play. They move on to that. He tell him like, yeah, you can go pick the shit up where the fuck y'all picked my drugs up from. He like, about that. I ain't worried about that. I'm all for that. Like, I'm trying to lead a business anyway. So, Drew and Diana meet up. He tell her like, look, don't go in the bag. Don't go in the fucking bag. Like, he dead ass serious. And she like, I'm not gonna go in the bag. You gonna go in the bag, Diana, because you nosy. Because you nosy. So we know you going in the bag. All right, so like I said, they being followed. So one of Mecca goons is following. So he like, one of them got the bag, but I'ma still follow Drew because he wanted something. See? Exactly. He opened the fucking labyrinth. This nigga then went to Whitman, started talking about Carrie Whitman, asking about her murder. Now he got fucking camera footage of Monet riding around in her neighborhood. See, that's what you get, Zeke. Mind your business. So he showing the pictures. He like, oh, now he in a position where he can't be innocent no more because he shouldn't have fucking went there in the first place. Asking about it. Cause now he like, oh, he got lie. So he like, oh nah, Monet was supposed to be picking me up, and you know, that's why she was going that way, but then I told her never mind, and I went to Curry House. I mean, listen, it was a good lie. It was a good lie for on the spot. So, good job, Z. So he made it out of there without getting scathed, I guess, by Whitman. So he made it out twice with Whitman. But again, if he would have never went the first time, he wouldn't even have been in that situation. All right. So of course, now he know that Monet didn't kill Carrie, or at least had something to do with it. So he walked back out to the car, and of course, he basically wanted to cry in the car. Yep, you just want to sit in the car and cry, cause your girl did, and your mother did, and your mother did. but she did it. I mean, listen, she told her to leave your ass alone. Carrie don't listen, and that's the problem. So there you have it. Moving on. Kane and Tariq is at the meetup spot to pull off the plan. So Tariq like, nigga, you keep worrying about me. Like, stop worrying about me. That's what I was saying.
Why you always worried about me when you need to worry about what it is that you need to do?
Why do you Kane focus so much on Tariq instead of what's going on in front of him? Focus, my brother, focus. Focus. You won't stay alive if you don't focus. So he telling him, like, you need to worry about the fact that you about to lay your father down. So they go up in the place, while the dudes pull up with the delivery. Kane like, all right, that's the delivery. So they jump out, you know, blacked out, and they running around. They running around the edge of the building. They get up in there. They find their spots. They hide out. And shit ready to go down. And before it can go down, Tariq like, Kane. Like, he know we here. So then he finally tell Kane that the whole shit is a plan. So eventually, the nigga's like, all right, well, let's check this fucking bag. Like, this nigga here, we need to check the bag, see what's going on. Check the bag of fucking fake. Shootout started. Bah, 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 bah. First and foremost, Tariq was getting him. Lorenzo was getting him. Tariq was a good shot. I ain't even gonna front. Tariq is a good shot. Lorenzo's a good shot. Keep both of them around. They need it. So they make it out of that. They like, look, somebody need to go get Drew. He like, I know where he at. And then he like, all right, bet. And then he like, all right, we need to call Diana. He like, what? Call Diana? He like, Diana on it? Yeah, she got the real bag. So he like, man, it's a cold fucking world. I don't know why I thought that shit was so funny. I'm like, yo, why I say it's a cold world? Because everybody in on it. It's a group effort at this point. Mecca is that dangerous, like, I feel like. Because of what he do and how he get down, he's that dangerous. Like, everybody, it had to be all hands on deck. So, of course, he knows Drew over there with Everett being goofy. So, of course, the nigga that following him, eventually, him and Everett split up. The nigga that's following him run down on him. He like, yeah, what's up? Let me check the bag. So he checked the bag of fake. He like, oh, that must mean Lorenzo bag of fake too. So they get to scrapping. Bah, 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 bah. Eventually, nigga get him down, put a gun on Drew. Bah. Kane show up, save Drew ass, basically. Kane show up, save Drew ass. They get to squaring up one-on-one with each one of the niggas. So that's cool. They do that. Drew go down again. I'm like, damn, Drew, boy, get your ass up. So Drew go down again, and then Kane had whipped the other dude ass, so Kane was kind of free. So Drew was literally in a scene where he was about to get shot. He ain't begged for his life, because I don't think they do that. So, of course, Kane run up, snuff the dude, save him. Drew want to put a bullet in the nigga. He like, nah, not right here, put him in the trunk. Daddy want to make an example out of him. All right, cool. So that scene is over. So after the whole plan plays out, they back at the house. Everybody meeting back at the, I guess, the Tejada residence. And Lorenzo straight asked Diana, like, what the fuck was in the bag? Like, she like, y'all told me not to look in the bag. Why would you ask me what's in the bag? He like, one thing I know about you is I know you. So of course she instantly get offended because she think he's saying like she disloyal. Even though everybody told her not to look in the bag, she feel like he's saying that she's so disloyal she would still look in the bag. He like, nah, he try to flip it. He like, nah, I feel like that's you looking out for us if you looked in the bag. So she like, all right, I looked in the bag, but I only seen a few things. Basically, Mecca had a whole bunch of accounts set up for the kids and Monet, which we already knew. So Lorenzo mad, he roll out. All right, so eventually, the end of the plan is for Tariq and Mecca to meet up. So Tariq go to the penthouse, he get on camera. It's Mecca and Monet in the penthouse. He pulls his gun because he like, all right, when Tariq get up here, I'm gonna blast his ass. I already got my bag, I'm good. So before he could do that, shit, Monet pull her piece, straight pull it on. Boom. She call him out, talking shit. He like, Nay, stop calling her Nay, bro. That relationship clearly not there no more. And she can't trust you because she know you a rat. So it's like, you keep trying to bring up a past, that past probably don't even exist to her no more. So you stop calling her Nay. So eventually she ended up putting a bullet in his head. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, listen, I thought she was gonna chicken out, but then, I mean, listen, she ain't had shit to lose, and for some reason, she feel like she hurt Lorenzo so much, so she definitely trying to do it. She trying to go overtime. So of course Tariq hear the gunshot in the elevator. He come up. He like, what the fuck? She like, I had to. He was gonna smoke your ass as soon as you got out the elevator. So all right, that was a good scene for them because that built some trust with them too. After the shit went down, Lorenzo was supposed to text the nigga from the dude phone and tell him it was done so that he would know what to do with Tariq or Monet or whatever the play was. He never did that, so I feel like he was sabotaging the play. And then we get to the helipad. So I told you Lorenzo left, you feel me? At this conversation with Diana, he left. So he goes to track down the nigga Mecca. And he goes to the helipad and he see a nigga in like a hoodie. So he assumed it's Mecca. And he run up and he like, nah nigga, you not getting away. He let off like 4 shots. Pow, 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 pow. And he ended up shooting the nigga. And the motherfucking pilot come out like, what the fuck? And Lorenzo break out and shit. Mind you, he don't even know who the fuck it is. But granted, it's fucking Zeke. So he drops Zeke, don't even know it's Zeke. Drops Zeke. Monet, like I said, Monet ended up blasting Mecca.
Tariq St. Patrick. We meet again.
She's back. Fucking Rodriguez. Whole time Mecca worked for her. I was like, I thought she got fired, bro. I thought she was fired. And then the lady like, of course, Tariq scrubbed all the fucking cameras. So then the lady like, look, we only got one photo and it's from the lobby. They show her the photo. She like, Tariq St. Patrick, we meet again. Then you got a little short scene with Davis and his brother. Very much more of the same shit. Them saying what's going on with them two, but not saying it. So they not saying shit, basically. We're gonna move on from that. Oh shit, whole time I thought what's his name didn't get fired, and Kamal definitely got fired after helping Tate, or after Tate threw him under the bus. So that I was just like, damn. So he offers him a job as head of security for his new job after he takes Sweeney's seat. And I mean, he sounded like he was being apprehensive, but it also sounded like he gonna take it. So we'll see what happens with that. Tariq and Effie have a little scene. They make out. She like, oh my God, I wish I wish I ain't had to keep driving all the way back to Yale. Woody woody woo. He like, you should just transfer. They make out. She looking at him like, nigga, I'm not transferring. That's not her shit. She not the type of bitch to do that. So, Yaz ended up giving Tasha a letter from Tariq, and Tariq like, look, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get the y'all, but I need power and money to do it. So I'll see you when the time comes. I'm gonna get my shit right. So they all sitting down at the dinner. It's a Tejada family, and Monet just looking at the seat. Everybody there except for Zeke. And then they eventually get a phone call and shit. And it's somebody saying that Zeke is dead. And that's how the episode ends. So I don't really know what the next season gonna give. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a bad episode because it wasn't. But I feel like it's hella open-ended. It's so open-ended. So y'all, tell me what y'all think gonna happen next. Since it's so open-ended. What theories do y'all have? And then maybe in another video we can trade off theories. So y'all let me know what y'all think. And comment in the bottom. Like I said, comment, like, and share. HighTimez out.